for The Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's The Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Good to see everybody today. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Here in West Bloomfield, pickleball has grown to become one of the most popular sports in the community, and that is all thanks to the help of Pickle Rage. The indoor pickleball facility recently celebrated their one-year anniversary in West Bloomfield with a fun celebration showcasing their many great resources to everyone. We sent the newest member of our team, Ishan Desai, out to the event to hear what residents have to say on what Pickle Rage means to them.
Pickleball, a phenomenon that has swept the nation, capturing both the hearts of the young and old. Today I'm standing in front of Pickle Rage, a facility that opened its doors just 1 year ago to West Bloomfield residents. Today I am checking in on both the staff and the patrons to see how they have enjoyed this first year.
I've been playing, this is my third year for it. I started out retired and a friend of mine said, hey, this looks like something fun to do. Started playing it, met a lot of great people, love it. I've met a lot of people here that come from other places that I've played with, so a lot of familiar faces, but met a lot of new people too. Competition's really good, just like to play here.
Yeah, the atmosphere is good because it's always 70 and partly cloudy in here. The weather's always perfect. The community in here is good. I see a lot of the same people all the time, so I meet, make a lot of new pickleball friends and get a lot of new partners that I can play with. So it's kind of like almost like a community here because you make new friends and you get to play with a lot of the same people in leagues and in tournaments or just open play. I started here from the beginning, and like I said, it's kind of like a community here. So I've really become accustomed to enjoying the place. I'm comfortable here. I know a lot of the people, and it's pretty close to where I live. So those two factors make it the place of choice for me to play.
It was a great first year. I mean, we started off a little bit slow, and that was to be expected. Come the fall and the winter is when it really just popped. And then we're just kind of just riding out this popularity. I mean, every month, last month, for exact, we had 186 new people walk through the door that had never been here. The month before that was a little over 200. So people ask me all the time, do you think this, how long is it going to last? How long is the craze going to last? I think it's just starting.
How has it been seeing these communities being formed, these friendships being made, all these new faces, meeting people that they might not have if they had not come here?
Oh, that's the most fun part. I mean, there's two ladies that I just introduced last night to each other, and they played together all day today. We have another two gentlemen. One's probably in his mid-20s, the other is at least 50 plus. They've become almost best friends. They hang out here, they hang out outside of here. So that's been nice.
Yeah, so at first it was like a great networking opportunity just to meet people of all age groups, all walks of life. But after I joined my first league and started playing with people, I actually met a group of 4 people. We made a group. We play every week now together. So some very close friends that I've made just through pickleball.
Just the character of this group of people, just nice, fun people. They're in to have a good time. And it's truly about community, and they bring that into the club. And that's what I love about this club so much, is that just the community bond that we have. We're blessed, man. Like I said, Pickle Ridge chose West Bloomfield because of the popularity of the sport and the dense population of pickleball players. But at the end of the day, they chose us too. So to have all these people come in and celebrate with us, come in and enjoy the first year that we've had, and they've been just the biggest part of the success. So I'm grateful and thankful to them.
Pickle Rage opened its doors just 1 year ago to the residents of West Bloomfield. In that time, it has grown from not only a state-of-the-art facility, but to a tight-knit, vibrant community. Congrats on celebrating 1 year. I've been Ishan Desai with Civic Center TV.
Great work by Ishan, and a big congratulations to Jesse and everybody at Pickle Rage for all the success they've had in West Bloomfield over the past year. Book lovers, mark your calendars. The Friends of the West Bloomfield Township Public Library are hosting their next book sale on Saturday, July 26th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the main library meeting room. Browse a wide selection of gently used books for all ages and interests, all at bargain prices. Whether you're looking to expand your home library or score a few summer reads, this is the perfect opportunity to support your local library and take home some great finds. Hope to see a lot of great people out at this book sale, which once again is on July 26th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Some traffic updates to keep in mind in West Bloomfield this weekend. Powers Road from Orchard Lake to Daly and part of Daly Road near Chimney Hill will be closed from July 25th to the 27th for the annual Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show, which will be taking place on Saturday and Sunday this week. Motorists will be directed via West Maple to Daly to Chimney Hill. Once again, they will be directed from West Maple to Daly to Chimney Hill. So please follow detour routes, allow extra travel time, and contact the art show at 248-762-2462 or info@hotworks.org with any questions. The Oakland County Clerk and Register of Deeds office, led by Lisa Brown, has earned a 2025 NACO Achievement Award for its innovative MyPropDocs service. The platform is designed for occasional users who may not record documents frequently enough to justify paying for an e-recording service license. It's a groundbreaking service that Oakland County Clerk Lisa Brown told us all about when she recently joined us right here on the Splash Live.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Tyler.
Yeah, happy to have you on and congratulations to you and your office and the whole team at the Oakland County Clerk and Register of Deeds office on winning this award from the National Association of Counties. But before we dive too much into what went into earning this award, tell us more about MyPropDocs and how that helps residents directly here in Greater West Bloomfield and across the county.
Well, electronic recording of documents has for years been a convenience for our high frequency recorders like title companies, but individuals trying to record certain kind of documents, non-conveyance documents, have either had to walk those in or mail them in and not had this convenience of being able to electronically submit. And it's something I've been working on for years, and happy that this is phase one, but that it finally came to fruition, and really honored that actually some of my colleagues are already trying to duplicate the program. So it's the first of its kind in the country, and just excited to be able to offer more accessibility to our residents.
And it's more convenient for the residents. I would imagine, too, it helps speed up the process of somebody either selling a home or certainly those that want to move in as soon as possible to that brand new home that they've just acquired. So now, just how much from your insight in the clerk's office does it actually speed up that process, if at all?
If somebody's mailing a document in as opposed to, walking it in, and I think some of these documents are ones that would have been mailed in. Obviously, we never know how long the mail is going to take. And by the way, we don't charge you unless we accept the document. So it's a much faster and it's more efficient for my staff to get through the electronic recordings as well. So it makes it faster on every side of the transaction as far as us receiving it and us being able to process it as well.
And we mentioned that it's a lot of these pretty common critical documents when there is some sort of a real estate transaction, a change of ownership from a property in the Oakland County area. But what are some of the examples of those documents that people may be able to e-file?
Yeah, not something that's transferring ownership. So we're not taking any kind of conveyance documents yet, not any kind of deeds or anything like that. But these are release of liens. So for a homeowners association, I know you were just talking about those a little bit. if you don't pay your HOA dues, your association may put a lien on your home. When you pay that off, they have to discharge that lien. So those are documents that now can be electronically recorded. A Liz pendant, so a notice that there's a lawsuit going on. Documents of those sorts of types that we're accepting now from individuals.
So take us back to getting into this program, because you mentioned it's something that's now sort of the envy of other clerks' offices across not only Michigan, but around the country who are now trying to emulate this in their local departments. So I would imagine for them it's been kind of difficult to find something of this kind that works really well for residents. So how did your office get to this?
Again, I've been working on this for years, and it was really in discussions with the vendors that do e-filing. So you have to e-recording, that you have to go through a platform, and they all kind of pushed back at first, and it was having a lot of conversations that one of them finally said, Simplifile finally said, okay, we're ready to have some discussions about this seriously. And, there were concerns about fraud, and fraud is a big issue that I have great concerns about, why I started my other award-winning program, PRN, Property Records Notification. But, when somebody is electronically submitting a document here through my prop docs, they have to upload a copy of their driver's license. They have to give their email address. They have to give their cell phone number, because there will be sent a code to verify. And so we're getting more information, plus an IP address. So we're getting more information from someone who's submitting this way than somebody who is mailing a document in basically anonymously. So it kind of quelled their concerns of elevated chance of fraud, because it's actually reduced in some ways.
And you mentioned, too, that previously the Property Records Notification System, or the PRN system that you just brought up, that also received quite a lot of national attention, too, back in 2019. It got some attention at the Google Next conference for it being kind of a unique service itself. Tell us more about that and how that also sort of incorporates that theme of security with this information and these documents, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I thank you. I always say I strive to make my office a model, not just for the rest of the state, but really for the country. And with these two programs, I have done that. They are both first of their kind in the country. Property Records Notification is a free program that people can sign up to get an alert when something is recorded in the Register of Deeds office here in Oakland County, and they can use any search term. They can do it on we suggest property ID number, your Sidwell number. It has different names, but it's the same thing. Only because if you're like me, right, I'm not the only Lisa Brown in Oakland County. I'm not even sure I'm the only Lisa Brown in West Bloomfield. So I know I wasn't at some point. So you're going to get, false alerts, because it's not going to be related to you. So something that's specific to your property, like your property ID number, is usually the best way to go. Unless you're concerned about tax liens. So I give that little caveat there. But, if you've heard commercials for, I think, Home Lock, and this is basically that, except for free. And we can help you more than just telling you there's something. If you get an alert and you see that there's a lien on your property that, you didn't get a new roof, why is there a lien on your property? You call our office and we're going to be able to walk you through what you need to do next.
Yeah, and it's a really important service to have, too, whether you feel like you immediately need it or not. The fact that it's free and it's offered by your local county, that information gets out there. There's inaccuracies in it. There's something that's filed incorrectly or falsely filed on your behalf. You get that notification. The earlier you have it, the quicker you can address it and the less problems it can bring up for you as well.
Absolutely.
Oakland County Clerk and Register of Deeds Lisa Brown joins us on the Splash Live today. The Oakland County Clerk and Register of Deeds office earned a 2025 National Association of Counties Achievement Award for the innovative MyPropDocs services, helping to electronically file many of those essential real estate documents during that process, and joins us to tell us more about that on today's edition of the program. Lisa, another big element of being able to electronically file these documents is accessibility for those that may not be able to move around as easily. They can do this from the convenience of their home. So in terms of helping individuals make that more convenient for them in those situations, and even those that may be able, maybe less technologically savvy, what sort of assistance is available through the clerk's office to help people electronically file these documents?
So we've got a video on our website going through the steps of how you do it. And, you know, again, if somebody has questions, they can always give us a call and we can walk them through the process. But there's FAQ on the website. So it's pretty self-explanatory as to when you upload the document, when you upload your ID. You know, and like I said, if we have to reject your document for some reason, again, if you submit a document that isn't a type that we accept this way, we're going to reject it. We're not going to charge you. So, but check out the video on the website. That kind of explains it. And again, someone can always call and we can walk you through the process as well.
So 6 years ago, it was the property records notification system that was getting that national recognition. Fast forward to recently, it's the MyProp Docs innovation. So many of these that are capturing the eye of other clerks departments in our state and around the country. So maybe give us a preview. What's next on the docket?
You know, I do have some other things that I'm working on, but I don't want to jinx anything. So it's they all take time. I mean, this again, both of those programs, it's not just overnight that these can be created because they're being built from scratch basically and going over what everything looks like, what the user agreement looks like, what the FAQ looks like, even what it looks like on your computer to make it user friendly. They all take years to do, but I'm not done. Still some more innovations I'd like to bring.
And plenty more problems that can be solved and that can be helped by this technology and keeping all that information in mind as you're putting together these programs. Not only ideas, but how to implement those ideas as well. And great to see that this is happening close to home here in Oakland County. Madam Clerk, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Can't wait to see what's to come for Oakland County. Big congratulations to Lisa Brown and for everybody on the team for everything that they do, and we appreciate her taking the time to meet with us here on the Splash Live. Summer heat spikes mean rising energy bills, and everyone is always looking for important methods to save a little extra money on energy costs. DTE offers rebates covering 50% of comprehensive home energy audits, air sealing, and insulation up to $5,000 for eligible homeowners. Homeowners can get cashback rebates up to $400 for installing energy-efficient insulation themselves. I recently spoke with DTE Energy Efficiency Manager Jose Gonçalves to learn some more information. Jose, great to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, really, really important conversation we're having right now, as it's important that we know how to save these very important energy costs. So how is DTE collaborating with local community action agencies in West Bloomfield to ensure that vulnerable households are aware of and can access these energy efficiency programs?
Yeah, Jake, DTE offers a multitude of energy efficiency programs for our customers, both residential, C&I think even our small business customers have programs available that offer energy efficiency rebates that are really designed to encourage that adoption of the higher efficiency products and or solutions for their homes and or businesses. So what I always recommend to our customers is to visit our website as a great starting point to learn more about what opportunities are currently available and how best to take advantage of them.
That's right. Great information right off the bat for everybody to take into consideration. So what strategies would you say that DTE uses to help West Bloomfield residents understand the eligibility criteria and how that applies for both the assessment rebates and low-income EEA upgrades?
Yeah, depending on eligibility factors are available on the website and customers can learn more information there. That's really where I would guide everyone as a starting point. But then getting into their, the important piece for me is guiding through their individual home what the individual assessment needs might be. So every home is going to operate a little bit differently, and understanding what your home needs are and what opportunities you should pursue is really where we guide and where that comprehensive energy assessment comes in and helps essentially create a guide for next steps. Whether there might be insulation, improvements to your HVAC equipment, furnace or air conditioning, or a combination of both. Understanding what the home needs are and what measures you should pursue is really, to me, that first step.
Can you give us some examples of some impactful energy-saving upgrades?
Absolutely. There's a number of them, from low cost to no cost solutions. In the middle of the summer right now, keeping things like the air filter in your furnace and your air conditioner, keeping that well maintained and cleaned and changing it frequently, ensuring that your air conditioning unit outside is free of debris, that it can breathe freely, if you would. Those are some the small, easy steps to initiate. Other things might include ensuring that your vents are not blocked so that air can freely move about the house. That if you have southern-facing windows, that the drapes are closed, so that you can reduce that sun exposure during the summertime. Then from there, once you're prepared to take on those energy efficiency improvements, whether that be insulation or equipment-based improvements with a smart thermostat or with an air conditioning unit that you want to pursue for a higher efficiency, DTE has rebates available, once again, to encourage customers taking on that higher efficiency levels.
Awesome, great examples. Would you say that these have made a big difference for families in West Bloomfield?
I would expect that too. I know I've seen that in my own house. The smart thermostat being a really easy one. Also encourage folks to take a look at DTE's Insight app as a great way to really learn and understand how you're using energy in your home. Seeing that on a daily basis really helped me and my family understand where my energy consumption was going, and therefore take better steps to address that.
That's right. Now, with a community like West Bloomfield, there are plenty of older homes that need significant retrofits. So how would you say these programs are tailored to the local housing stock in West Bloomfield?
So the common areas are going to be, independent of the housing stock. Yes, different homes are going to have different needs, but understanding what the core components of a home that ultimately deliver or contribute to your energy usage and how you can actually save energy is, to me, what's really, really important. So that comprehensive energy assessment helps you as a homeowner understand what your individual housing needs are and how best to proceed from there. So again, insulation is likely an area where most of us can really benefit from in pursuing that in combination with high efficiency equipment.
For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with DTE Energy Efficiency Manager Jose Gonçalves, talking about some very important energy-saving practices we can all be taking into consideration for these summer months. Now, Jose, with funding limited and demand high, how does DTE decide which neighborhood or applicant groups in West Bloomfield receive priority for rebate and assistance funds?
We work with our community organizations and with our customers to try and help as many customers as we can on a yearly basis. But it's ensuring that folks understand what is available, what is needed for their homes, and then ultimately pursuing those energy efficiency upgrades, whether that be now or into the future.
That's right. You want to make sure you help as many people as possible, and everything you guys are doing is fantastic. So now I want to get into maybe some advice for West Bloomfield residents to take into consideration, especially as they prepare for a home energy assessment. How can they properly prepare for something like that?
So first, I think contacting a local contractor or energy rater who's going to perform that service and understanding what the service is going to conduct in your home. You should expect it to take a couple hours, perhaps a little bit longer for larger homes. It is, in its nature, as the name calls out, a very comprehensive assessment of the home, where there's going to be some diagnostic tools that are utilized to really measure the airflow and how the home is operating as a system. So understanding what is going to be required. Is there going to be a need to access the furnace, for instance, or other areas of the home where you want to ensure that there's a clear path and that that individual contractor, the specialist, can have access to those areas? But having that discussion to understand what to expect for those days is what I would recommend.
And what costs would you say these residents should take into consideration, or should they expect, versus rebates when working with participating contractors?
Yeah, costs will vary. It'll vary depending on the home size, it'll vary on the conditions, and how much is going to be performed in a home as well. I always encourage folks to take 2 or 3 different quotes from different contractors, ensure that it's competitive. But what I can say is that DTE has rebates available to help offset some of that cost and encourage customers taking on that efficiency steps.
Well, it's great to hear of all of this information and resources that are available with DTE. Jose, I got one more question before we wrap things up. Beyond short-term rebates, how is DTE helping to change long-term energy behavior, like thermostat settings and ongoing maintenance, for sustained savings in West Bloomfield households?
Yeah, the energy efficiency rebates are certainly a first step. It's encouraging that behavior and that educational component for customers to understand how best to utilize their energy in their homes and in their businesses to be as efficient as possible in the long term. So that's why, again, even from a rebate perspective, DTE offers a variety of different rebates, and you can learn about those both on our website at dtenergy.com/save energy, or even by starting and visiting our marketplace at dtemarketplace.com. Those are great initial steps to help you understand what your current needs might be and how best to maximize those energy savings in the long term.
Well, DTE is available to help out anything that customers may have. Jose, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you very much for having me.
There's still a lot of summer to go, so these energy-saving tips are very, very important for everybody to keep in mind. And we really appreciate Jose for taking the time to talk with us here on the Splash Live. Plenty of other stories and topics to get into right here on the program. We'll be getting into these right after this quick break. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
So much is happening in your community. Join Jake, Tyler, and Kevin for local events and developments on the Splash Live, weekdays at 10 a.m. on CivicCenterTV.com, YouTube, and Facebook.
Floodwaters can rise fast. Take precautions to stay safe. Follow the instructions of local officials and all emergency notifications. If authorities say evacuate, don't wait. Do not walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Just 1 foot of water can sweep away a vehicle. Never drive around barricades. You don't know what danger may be on the other side. For more tips on how to protect your family, visit ready.gov/floods.
Hi, I'm Lisa Brown, Oakland County Clerk, Register of Deeds. Congratulations, Civic Center TV, for reaching 1 million views on YouTube. What a momentous milestone. To everyone at Civic Center TV, thank you for all you do to make the greater West Bloomfield area a special place to live by increasing transparency in government and showcasing wonderful community events. I'm Lisa Brown, and I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
Bringing you stories and memories from Sylvan Lake. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Schaff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. As everybody knows, the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show is going to be taking place this weekend, but there is another art competition that it's making its grand return. The 29th Friends of the Polish Fine Arts Competition marks the highly anticipated return of a beloved artistic tradition relaunched in partnership with the Polish Institute of Culture and Research at Orchard Lake. This juried competition is open to artists of all media aged 18 and older, offering a unique platform for creative voices from across the region and beyond. And each artist may submit up to 5 recent works for consideration. Anya Biachuk, the Associate Director for Polonia Affairs, joins us now on the Splash Live to tell us all about this year's contest. Anya, great to have you with us today.
Great to be on the Splash as well. Thanks, Jake. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, and I'm really interested in hearing about this competition. This is the 29th edition of this arts competition, but it's making its grand return because it's been away for over a decade, it sounds like. What can you tell us of the history of this contest and what inspired the decision to relaunch the event now in its 29th edition?
Yeah, absolutely. So the competition started off in 1985, and it didn't start off as the Friends of Polish Art Fine Arts Competition. It was actually named after a prolific Polish artist in the United States named Richard Kubinski, who unfortunately passed away at a very young age of 34. But he was very talented, very prolific. And we want to encourage that the expression of Polish heritage and supporting Polish artists to its fullest. So the competition has evolved over the course of time. 29 editions is pretty significant. There's been over a decade of a break here, but I think a lot of organizations experienced a little bit of a lull and uncertainty during the COVID pandemic, but now things are full force. We're excited to bring it back. Now, Jake, I want to mention that we're not limited to just artists and individuals of Polish descent.
Okay.
There are unique prizes. There's a $500 Best in Show. But those that thoughtfully engage with Polish themes, there's also a really nice considerable prize for that as well. That's a $400 prize. And we have other tiers as well. So, we're really excited. We're hoping to see people from all over the country. We're getting entries pretty consistently now for the last few weeks. Sharing this opportunity with you right now is really perfect. So I appreciate the chance to be here.
Absolutely. We love getting events like these a little more promotion and helping to make sure that everyone in the community is aware. Now, you said that the inspiration behind this event came from an incredible artist by the name of Richard Kubinski. Could you tell us a little bit more about his background and why his legacy remains such a meaningful part of this event?
Yeah, so not only, of course, obviously his Polish descent, right? But he was a gifted painter. He was a poet, a translator, a very cosmopolitan man. He was an educator and a cultural advocate. But the reason why he was tied to this art competition is because he was actually a president of the Friends of Polish Art Society, which is one of our long-standing partner organizations here in the Metro Detroit area that focuses on preserving this cultural history. So they do a lot of events and workshops, gatherings that center around these cultural components. So the fusion of the Friends of Polish Art with the Polish Institute, and of course, as you know, and we've been so grateful for your coverage, our newly renovated Galleria, which is really the premier and perfect spot to be showcasing art pieces and media components of this quality and magnitude. So the fact that we can partner together is wonderful. And I think Richard, in his late memory, I think he would quite approve of the evolution of this art competition.
I think he would love to hear that this art competition has lasted for so long and is making such a grand return in this incredible way. Now, with this year's art competition, we're going to be seeing several different types of art forms and art mediums. What are you hoping to see from this year's submissions?
Really a multitude, a range of different media components. typically you're looking at paintings, which is fine and beautiful in its own right. But we've been pleasantly surprised by some entries that are fashion oriented and textile. There's video components as well. So really, the imagination of expression and the creativity that's behind that is never limited to one medium. And we're just incredibly excited to be able to have the opportunity to showcase it. So the juried exhibit, and I do have to say that this year's competition is juried by Professor Martin Zane Skalski. So he's a Fulbright scholar. He's also a respected artist and educator in his own right, and he's been teaching at the Pratt Institute for the last 25 years. And he himself, as an artist, has participated in projects and exhibitions internationally. But the juried exhibit goes from October 5th to the 24th. We have our opening reception and award ceremony on October 5th. So again, it's never limited to just the Polish community. We are highlighting these beautiful threads that weave through our community. But art is such a universal component, and you can convey so much. So we're incredibly excited, intrigued, and looking forward to these submissions. So again, Jake, thank you so much for giving us a platform.
Absolutely, and I'm just as intrigued as you are to see all of these great art forms and mediums as they tell a story and they're featured in this competition. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Anya Biachuk, the Associate Director for Polonia Affairs with the Polish Institute of Culture and Research, talking about the 29th Friends of Polish Art Fine Arts competition, which is making its grand return this year after a decade away. Now, Anya, one of the award categories highlights Best Polish Theme. What kind of work typically resonates in that category, and what does it mean to explore Polish culture through art?
Gosh, well, Jake, that's such a loaded, that's a loaded question. Because it's, gosh, ask a Polish person what Polish culture is. But it's conveyed in different dimensions, right? You're talking about history. You're talking about personal history. You're talking about the collective, past, future, present. There's a wide range, a gamut of expression, so it doesn't have to be something explicitly Polish, but maybe it's something that's, thoughtfully conveyed through the lens of Polish history or Polish culture. Goodness, there's so many beautiful buildings in Poland and natural features that the country offers. There's so much to be inspired by. So those in particular, anything that's really thoughtful engagement, it's nice to keep it broad because I think any artist will tell you the worst is to sort of limit them and box them in any capacity. But we're extremely excited. Being Polish means a lot of different things to different people. Traditionally we've seen a lot of folk patterns. That's always common. People gravitate towards that a lot. But like I had mentioned, there's some really stark contrasts in architecture in Poland. And in the history itself. I mean, you have medieval, you have communist buildings, you have the post-democratic sort of wave that we're in, this really wonderful time of exploration and expansion that's happening right now. So it's really open to everything, but we're very, very excited. So.
That's right, and it's important for a lot of artists to take away the importance of showcasing cultural heritage within the arts. And I'm curious, what do you hope this competition communicates to both the artists and the broader community about the importance of cultural heritage within the arts?
You know what? It's about not only just our Polish heritage, right? But it's about cultivating a place and supporting artists as well. To us, that is a critical component of our mission. Art, music, those are universal expressions, and those really transcend any culture, so not limited to just being Polish. And we want to offer artists in every and any capacity a home and a place to know that their work matters, that they have value, they're appreciated, and they'll be celebrated and honored. And that expression needs a place to grow and develop. And we're really hoping to inspire people by the relaunch of this competition.
Well, I can't wait to see what's to come with this competition in the coming weeks' time. I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up, Anya. For those who can't attend in person, will there be any virtual components or ways to engage with the exhibition online?
Yes, so actually our website, which is pickrol.org, that's PICROL.org. We currently have information about the arts competition there right now. There's a link that'll directly take you to the Friends of Polish Art site for any submissions. I do have to mention that submissions are being taken till September 2nd, and that deadline is being firmly held. So if you are on the fence or considering, I would say please go forward, take the chance. We're extremely excited. This is the right place for you, and we're completely excited to welcome you. Artists are welcome to bring 5 pieces of art in their portfolio. Entry fees are only $30. $30, and I think the prizes are considerable, so we hope that many people will take advantage of it. But information for those individuals who are unable to meet us through October 5th through the 24th of the juried exhibit, they'll be able to see it online. So we'll have it on our website. We'll have information about the pieces. We'll have a map, a guide. It'll be well represented. So we hope people come in person. The location is fantastic. Jake, you can attest. We've been really fortunate to host you quite a few times. And we just really hope that people take the opportunity, especially those in the community, to come out and check it out. It is really unique and one of a kind and extraordinarily special for the community.
It absolutely is. With the September 2nd deadline, there's plenty of opportunities and plenty of time for everyone to keep those submissions coming. Can't wait to see what's to come. Last question. How can the public and supporters contribute to ensuring the continued success of events like this competition in the future?
Yes, so the best way is to contact us at the Polish Institute at Orchard Lake. So we have information online again. So that's PICROL.org. They can reach out to us directly. They can also send an email at info@pickrol.org, info@picrol.org. We're always happy and we very much welcome community engagement. This is important to us, and we're always naturally excited about these things. This is our wheelhouse. This is what we do. But what's incredibly special is when we see others engage with us and show, the same level of excitement. But you know what, Jake? Sometimes it's not always the same. Sometimes it's a curiosity. They want to learn more. And then that grows into something more. And that is incredibly rewarding. So we're thrilled to be able to relaunch this. We're thrilled to be working with Friends of Polish Art, which is a long-standing organization in the Metro Detroit area. So the two organizations coming together to partner and collaborate and sort of relaunch and bring to life Mr. Richard Kubinski's legacy. It's really an honor. We're excited. And like I had mentioned before, the works do not have to be Polish themed. There is a Polish prize-winning category, if that is the case, but it really is supporting artists in their expression. So we appreciate this time. Thank you so much, Jake.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Anya, for joining us today here on The Splash Live.
Thanks.
Always love hearing about great stories like this and great opportunities to showcase the creative side of the community. Once again, the 29th Friends of Polish Fine Arts competition applications are open until September 2nd. Can't wait to see all of the great works that that are being showcased with this incredible event. It's going to be a lot of great works here in Greater West Bloomfield. And we've got plenty of other great stories and great topics that we've talked about over the years here on Civic Center TV. You can check them all out on our website, civiccentertv.com. You can also check them out by scanning the QR code that you see on your screen right now. That will take you directly to our website to see everything and all of the great stories that we have showcased all throughout the recent months and years. Can't wait to see you over there. If you're a fan of reading and even more a fan of romance, then Schuler Books in West Bloomfield has got the event for you. The bookstore will be hosting a Bookstore Romance Day book swap on August 9th, inviting all romance lovers to stop by, play some games, and connect with other reading enthusiasts to share their favorite romance books and possibly make a romantic connection of their own. Who knows? Joining us now on the Splash Live is Elizabeth Boscher, the marketing coordinator for Schuler Books. Elizabeth, great to have you with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Really curious in hearing about this event that's coming up with Schuler Books. What inspired Schuler to participate in Bookstore Romance Day this year with a community book swap?
Yeah, Bookstore Romance Day is a event that is celebrated at indie bookstores across the country. And it's a celebration of the genre of romance. We know there's a lot of romance readers out there, and especially in recent years, that genre has become more celebrated, and we love that. And so this year we are celebrating in West Bloomfield by organizing this reader meetup, and we hope that if you join us, you can meet some fellow romance reader lovers and go home with a few new books, play some fun games, and just have a good time together in community.
Awesome. Sounds like a really fun day for everyone that's a fan of romance novels and books. How do events like this, how would you say they help foster a sense of community among readers, especially within niche genres like romance?
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like reading is a solo activity, and it is in some extent, but we're here to encourage you that whatever you love to read, there's somebody else out there that also loves to read that, and someone that would love to talk to you about it. And so it's a great way for people to find new connections, find new friendships, have a common point of connection that's easy to talk about, that might blossom a friendship into something deeper and more than that. But talking about the books you love is an easy inroad. And we love also having our stores be places of these meetups and places where friends can come and hang out and find new community.
That's absolutely right. And it's always great to have an event catered around a common interest to really help getting people to start talking. Are there any specific titles or subgenres of romance you're hoping to see make an appearance during the swap?
Yeah, we're celebrating all kinds of romance. There's quite the variety in the romance genre. Kind of the one hallmark of the romance genre is you always end with a happily ever after. But within romance, we have contemporary romance, historical romance, LGBTQ romance, dark romance, fantasy romance. There's so many different subgenres, and we're here to celebrate them all. And so our swap is going to be that you can bring 2 to 4 books that you own, that you're ready to part with, and you get to go home with 2 to 4 books that someone else brought, and hopefully maybe find a new subgenre or just a new book to love.
That's right. Find some new interests, and with plenty of great romance genres, I'm sure that there's going to be something for everybody at this event. And how does this event align with Schuler Books' broader mission or approach to community engagement?
Yeah. Our broader mission is connecting people with books, and then our submission is connecting people with people through books. And so this accomplishes both of those things. And so we just are always looking for opportunities to connect people.
For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with the marketing coordinator for Schuler Books, Elizabeth Boscher, telling us all about Bookstore Romance Day book swap that's going to be taking place at the West Bloomfield location for Schuler Books on August 9th. Now, Elizabeth, for someone who may be new to romance novels or even book swaps in general, what advice would you give?
Yeah, I think if you're new to the romance genre, I was new to the romance genre a couple years ago, and I found it really helpful to talk to one of my coworkers who really loved the romance genre, and she was able to guide me into a few books that were good for me. And that helped open my eyes and open the doors to this whole new genre that I now love to read. And so if you are like curious but not sure where to start, this is a great opportunity to come and get some advice, get some professional guidance towards a book that you're going to love. Or if you've been reading romance for a long time and you're just looking for something new, or again, some friends to connect with, some new friends, a new community, this is also a great opportunity to find that.
That's great. A lot greater opportunities for everyone beyond just the love of reading. I love to hear it. Now, Elizabeth, it sounds like this event has been going on for a few years now. Are there plans to grow it into maybe a larger celebration in the future?
Yeah, so this is Bookstore Romance Day as a concept is something that we didn't come up with. Another group of people came up with, and it is celebrated across the country at indie bookstores. And so we choose to celebrate slightly differently every year. And so we're always going to plan to do something, and it just might look a little different from year to year, but we're really excited about our plans for this year.
Well, you should be very excited, and I can't wait to hear all the great stories from this incredible event. I got one more question before we wrap things up, Elizabeth. Out of everything, what are you personally most excited about for this year's Bookstore Romance Day event in West Bloomfield?
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is a new idea for us, the Reader Meetup and Book Swap, and I'm really excited to kind of see it come to fruition and just hear those conversations between fellow book lovers. I love to see new friendships form and new connections being made. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Lots of great friendships, connections, and maybe something more. Who knows? But can't wait to see what's to come. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us today here in the Splash Live.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Once again, Bookstore Romance Day Book Swap. That is going to be taking place at Schuler Books on August 9th. Can't wait to see everybody at the community out there to share some stories and to make some very important connections. Another big heat wave is set to make its way to Michigan in the coming days, which means everybody should be taking the necessary steps to keep their skin protected from the very harsh sun. Recently, dermatologist Dr. Molly Powers paid us a visit here on the Splash Live to tell us some important tips to keep our bodies safe this summer.
Thanks for being here, Dr. Powers.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
And we appreciate that. We appreciate it. So let's get straight into it. We've been experiencing some hot days recently. It's like the sun is literally right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Let's talk about what are some of the top sun protection concerns that you're seeing right now with this extreme heat affecting our residents.
Oh, it's been so hot. And with that comes our human nature to want to cool down and also enjoy the most out of our summer. So what we're seeing a lot are more and more sunburns. People are going out and seeking water sports and playing in pools and trying to keep cool. But with that and being outside and being in the sun definitely adds more ultraviolet radiation. So I'm seeing a lot of patients coming in after long weekends at a lake or in a pool or at a splash pad. And when they're playing in the water and not using the right sun protective tools, it increases your risks for burns and ultimately sun damage and DNA damage in our skin later on.
Yeah, I was reading the notes. It was saying increased aging and stuff like that. I like to go outside and get my vitamin D from the sun as well, but if it's gonna make me age faster, you can keep me in the house for all of that. That's kind of crazy. So, I mean, but we like to enjoy it. We've been in the house all winter, Dr. Powers. We want to get outside now. So for us that want to go outside, enjoy time on a lake, on our boats, or just out on the splash pad for a couple hours, what's your advice for that long-term sun protection during those heat waves?
Yeah, I feel that too. These Michigan winters are long and we had not so great spring, so we definitely want to make the most out of our summers, but there's a safe way to do it. It's really about the adequate sun protection. So sunscreen, particularly broad spectrum sunscreen, that's protecting against UVA damage and UVB. So that's the type of ultraviolet. Also, wearing sun protective clothing. I think this is often underutilized, wearing long rash guards, wide brim hats, and let's not forget to protect our eyes because I see skin cancers on the eyelids, the lower eyelids. We need to protect all of our skin. Additionally, the simplest thing is just try to avoid those peak sun hours that you mentioned. 10 and 4, those are the times of the day where it's really the most damaging to our skin. So if we could try to get a morning time outside and then maybe a later afternoon, evening time outside to get our vitamin D and fun in the sun, that's a lot safer than going out in the middle of the day.
Woo, because it felt like an oven out there. I'm not going to lie to you. But, you know, ultimately, like you said, we want to go outside. We want to enjoy our time. But we have to be, like, I don't think people really understand the precautions and the dangers of being in the sun so long and exposing yourself to it as well. And with me right here live on The Splash, by the way, Dr. Molly Powers from Henry Ford Hospital, Department of Dermatology, talking about protecting our skin from the sun, these heat waves. It can get crazy out there. Now, I do want to talk about this, right? I mean, you just gave some great advice and things of that nature for the average resident, but what about for our most vulnerable populations, the children, the seniors? Do you have any advice or specific precautions that you recommend for that population?
Yeah, for our kids, they love to be outside. Let's start with infants. If a child is less than 6 months, really we should be prioritizing sun avoidance or sun protective clothing. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends sunscreen for 6 months or older. I also recommend, so when the child is 6 months or older, it's safe to start using a zinc oxide or a titanium dioxide sunscreen. Hats, shade, and of course, I mean, we're talking just about the skin. It's also important to protect them from the heat.
Right. Yeah.
Children, infants, they don't have the same mechanisms to cool themselves down, and they can't tell us. So it's very important to have safe heat practices for that population. Now, in particular, the older population, it can be quite complicated because some of our older population is also on medications that can make them more sensitive to the sun. They might be out in the sun trying to do their work that they need to do around the house. So it's very important that we educate our older population about medication interactions, trying to be out earlier in the day or later in the day. And let's check on our neighbors. We're a community here, and we should be checking on our younger and our older friends and family and neighbors to make sure everyone's doing okay, especially with some of the power outages and the inability to seek cooler, temperature-controlled climates indoors.
Well said. Yeah, no, it's a good time to go out and do that, especially if you know you do have an older neighbor or something like that, and they might need some care or someone to look out for them. Yeah, just pay them a visit. Just make sure, too, because, yeah, even the ACs, like using the AC at home during that time, 10 to 4, like they can hit you over the head just for those charges. So it's so many different things that go into play with this heat and how we can kind of manage ourselves and our home and our temperatures. But we're glad to have you here to kind of break some of that stuff down as well. Now, I just have a random question. Let's say someone wants to get out. This is their tradition, to get outside, soak in this sun, and just like let it absorb in their skin for some time. Like, how long or when should someone know, like, I've been outside too long and I need to like leave? Like, is there marks on your body? Like, give me some signs.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, really, anytime you're going to be under direct sunlight, you should be using sunscreen. And because there's no amount of safe sun exposure that we know of. So you have to be using sunscreen. I have tons of friends who love to be in the sun, and I try to tell them, wear your sunscreen. It can lead to skin cancer, like you mentioned, premature aging, signs of too much sun. Your skin can develop a heat rash, so you can get red bumps from the sun. You can get little, like another type of sweat rash where your sweat glands are working too much and it causes these little fluid-filled bumps from the sun. So it's more than just sun damage and the increased risk of skin cancer and aging. It can lead to a lot of heat rashes. And that's not fun either, because heat rashes, once your skin isn't working properly, it can't keep you cool the way it needs to. So we really need to take care of our largest organ, which is our skin.
True. Skin cancer and bumps and aging. That makes me, I'm almost scared of the sun at this point. I'm about to avoid the sun altogether.
No, don't be afraid. We want to have fun. We're in Michigan. We earned our summers. Let's enjoy it, but let's do it safely.
No, well said, and we appreciate that. Thank you again for your time, Dr. Power. Any additional information that we didn't go over that you want to share with our residents before we let you go?
I guess one of the things I want to talk about is I hear a lot of patients who say, I'm in the shade, I'm never in the sun. And I just want to say the shade is not adequate sun protection. So wear your sunscreen, wear your sun protective clothing, have fun this summer, be safe from the heat. And thanks so much for having me.
No, thank you for your professional expertise and information. Once again, Dr. Molly Powers, Henry Ford Hospital, Department of Dermatology. Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate Dr. Powers for stopping by and to explaining all of this information to keep safe from the summer heat. Even though it seems like the summers seems to be flying by, there's still plenty of time left, so make sure that you protect your bodies for the rest of the summer. But that's going to do it for us today here on the Splash Live. Big thank you to everybody on our team and for all of our guests for stopping by and for helping to continue to make this fantastic show possible. I've been your host, Jake Schaff. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.